What's up, everybody? It's Mikey from the front row, and what an episode of Flatline, episode 100 was. We saw Minoru Suzuki retain his Morte Division Championship. We saw Ricky Shane Page come out and challenge him. We saw Kota Ibushi become the new FRW World's Champ. And then we saw Kenny Omega come out and challenge both him and AJ Styles to a three-way dance at Armageddon in January. Still no word on whether or not those two accepted it or not, but that's not why we're here. We also saw the Flatline Championship be crowned to the first ever champion, the Draw, Sami Callihan. Now, before we get back to that, I just wanted to quick change subjects to tomorrow. The M2 Qualifier, the next M2 Qualifier, I should say. What's the theme of the qualifier going to be? Well, it's going to be one of these 10 options. And with the spin of the wheel, this won't count as the spin. Just showing you how it's going to go. So, yeah. Let's explain all the possible themes. The first possible theme can be ECW themed. 10 of ECW's greatest will battle out in the usual round robin tournament to determine who will be the next qualified participant for the M2 Climax. Or it could be a junior division or junior heavyweight tournament. I'm going based on New Japan's junior heavyweight weight class. So whatever New Japan considers a junior, if they weigh that or less, they can be in this tournament. The Attitude Era tournament. Now, if the wheel lands on Attitude Era qualifier, I will guarantee you right now, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, and Kane will be 3 of the 10 in this particular M2 qualifying tournament. Female exclusive. Now, probably goes without saying, it'll be an all-female round-robin tournament of 10 girls. So, yeah, not really much to say there. The Bullet Club. You know how to get that one in there, too. Sweet! So, yeah. Bullet Club's past, present. If they remember a Bullet Club, they will be eligible to be one of the 10 in this tournament. I have not decided yet, but hey, may not need to decide because, hey, may not land on it. ROH. In tribute to Reign of Honor having their possible last show, at least for a while, I've decided to put them as an option. So there will be, real quick, there will be some themes here that will be absolutes. That will absolutely be happening. I just don't know when. So, yeah, some of these options will happen down the road for M2 qualifiers, just not for this particular M2 qualifier. All right, so yeah, like I said, Reign of Honor, if in their careers they had a long time stint in Reign of Honor, they are associated with Reign of Honor, they'll be eligible for this particular M2 qualifying tournament. The 80s. That's probably self-explanatory. Guys like Hulk Hogan, guys like Macho Man, guys like Dusty Rhodes, guys like Ric Flair, guys like Tully Blanchard. If they were huge in the 80s or even early 90s, but that still kind of gets thrown in with the 80s, they'll be eligible for this M2 qualifier. We all knew this was coming. M2 past qualifier. If they've been in the M2 before, they will be eligible for this particular tournament. I'm going to skip that one because I got to explain that one a little bit more detail. PWG, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Same as the Reign of Honor one. If they've had a long enough stint in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, they are associated with Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, they'll be eligible for this tournament. Now, XWE stands for Extreme Wrestling Entertainment. A lot of people don't know this, but we all played with wrestling figures as kids, if we're wrestling fans. There's no denying that. And I'm pretty sure we might not have had an official name for it. But yeah, we all had figure feds growing up if we played with wrestling figs as kids, if we were wrestling fans. Mine was XWE, stood for Extreme Wrestling Entertainment. Now, why is this up here? Because if the wheel lands on XWE, it'll be guys I used for XWE. So just off the top of my head, guys like Chris Sabin, guys like Raven, guys like AJ Styles, guys like the Monster Abyss, guys like Charlie Haas, guys like Cody Rhodes, guys like the Hurricane even. Just off the top of my head on who I used a lot in my figure fed days of my figures. Guys like Kevin Nash even could be eligible for this turn. So, yeah, that's the XWE one. I will actually build what I pictured as the XWE ring and Fire Pro if it lands on XWE. I will make a referee. Actually, okay, that's allowed. Just use Earl Hebner because I use my Earl Hebner figure a lot when I needed a ref instead of me just going 1, 2, 3 and whatnot. So, yeah, let's spin the wheel and make the deal of tomorrow's M2 qualifying tournament. ECW, ladies and gentlemen, has officially become the next M2 qualifier. So stay tuned for that tomorrow morning. I will make that bracket as soon as I get home from work and right before I go to bed. Now, back to the Flatline Championship situation. 10 spots, as you can see. Spinning it again. I will fill each week for the Flatline Champ, because the Flatline Champion will defend their championship every week exclusively on Flatline. There will be no pay-per-view matches for this championship. It'll only be on Flatline. Every week we are guaranteed a championship match because of this championship. Now, unless somebody comes out to challenge the champion and the champion accepts, the person who the champion will be defending will be determined by a spin of the wheel. So I will put 10 random wrestlers, any 10 random wrestlers that I just want to see the current champion wrestle against, I will put on this wheel, spin it, and whoever it lands on will be the #1 contender for the Flatline Championship. So I'm going to end this video right here. I'm going to erase all of this since we already know ECW won. I'm going to post this video. I'm going to write 10 random wrestlers, and then I'll post another video, film another video, I should say, of me spinning the wheel again, just like that. And whoever it lands on, so whoever's in the XWE spot when it lands on that, will be the #1 contender for the Flatline Championship. So this has been Mikey from the front row. I'll see you in just a few minutes.